I'm so glad that you are here hanging out with me today. We're going to talk about in this video, as you saw from the title, how to switch brokerages. So I've been having a lot of conversations about this recently, and I certainly wish I had a video like this when I first started out in the business of what does this process look like. So I've been having conversations with real estate agents via Zoom, taking calls, and just kind of sharing with people what my brokerage, Real Broker, is all about and why I love it. And ironically, several of the last couple of women that I've had conversations with have never switched brokerages before. So I feel like I've been explaining this process a couple times. So I figured this is a perfect topic for this week's video. I'm Stevie Rutherford. I'm a real estate agent here in Northeast Florida, servicing the Jacksonville area. So Jacksonville is huge. It's the largest land-wise in the US. And there's Jacksonville and there's all these towns and cities around it. I personally live in Ponte Vedra Beach. So my team and I, we service a very large area. So if you have anyone who is looking to move to the area, I would love the opportunity to help. Get out a pen and paper because I'm gonna break down all of these steps for you on how to change brokerages. First thing that you want to do, if your CRM is tied to the brokerage that you're with, you want to get those leads taken out, export those leads. A lot of times if the CRM is tied in with the brokerage, you aren't able to manually export the leads into very easily an Excel spreadsheet. So you might have to go through one by one and exporting those leads. And this is time consuming, especially if you're doing it yourself, but I highly recommend reaching out to a VA, and it'll be super inexpensive to get those leads out, get them into an Excel spreadsheet until you're ready to import them into your new CRM. So the reason why I mentioned this is once the time comes to tell your brokerage about you leaving, you might not have access to this anymore. So you just want to make sure you're ahead of the game with exporting those leads. Doing this first, I think, is really important. Now, if you have a CRM that you personally pay for, your brokerage does not have access to this, and you want to keep utilizing, then you don't even have to worry about this first step. Second step is letting your brokerage know that you're going to be leaving and moving to a different brokerage. I think that this is a really important step. You want to be respectful, you want to be professional throughout this process, right? So I think letting them know ahead of time is really important, because once you do the paperwork with your new brokerage, wherever that is, it literally is like a click of the button online and your license is switched. And I do believe the broker gets notified of this. So I think giving them a heads up is definitely something that you're going to want to do. But with this same step, look at your contract that you signed when you first signed on with the brokerage and just make sure that everything is laid out for you on the exiting process. So one thing to think about is, are you getting leads from your broker or from your brokerage? What does that process look like when switching? So let's say you're getting leads from your broker. Make sure that there's something in writing stating what happens with those leads. Do you continue working with those leads? Do you have to give a referral fee to your broker for those leads, or do you have to leave those leads and your broker takes those leads? Definitely something to look into if you're getting leads from your broker. So let's wrap up step number 2. Make sure that you have a conversation with your broker. Make sure moving forward, everything is laid out. And if it's not in your contract already laid out for you, that not only are you having a conversation with your broker, but you're getting everything in writing and everything is signed by your broker and yourself. One more thing that I want to mention before we wrap up this step, because it's super important and has to do with having a conversation with your broker. So if you have any current listings that are active on the MLS, now do not quote me. I repeat, do not quote me on this. This is based off of what other real estate agents have told me about their experience, but I am sure maybe it ranges state by state, that it ranges from contract to contract. And that is, if you have any current listings, make sure that you have a conversation with your broker on what that looks like moving forward. So in my personal experience, to my knowledge, I feel like I'm disclosure. This is just my opinion and my experience. But in my experience, when I had listings, when I made a switch, which I've only switched twice. I was with Exit Real Estate Gallery for almost 5 years. Then I was with Keller Williams for a little over 2 years. And now I've been with Real Broker for a little over 6 months. So I've only done the transition twice, but within that transition, I will say that any current listing that I had on the MLS, like whether or not we were under contract or not, I kept it with the brokerage. So I switched my license, which, disclosure, I didn't have access to that listing anymore on the MLS. So when I went into the MLS and logged in, I wasn't able to like edit or tweak the listing anymore. It's still there. Everything is still there. It's underneath the previous brokerage that you just switched from. So the only thing I feel like is really important is that if you need to change something, you'll just have to reach out to the broker to do that for you. The only thing that you would have to do at the end is that once it's closed, your broker is going to have all the details about the listing because you have to turn in all the listing documents. You're going to be turning in the Ulta statement, your check to them, right? So they're going to know all the details that this closed and how much, but I think it's good to give them a reminder, hey, this property closed, it closed at this price, this type of financing, and so that they can go to the MLS and close that out. So within that process and this switching brokerage transition, nothing was different for me. The listing stayed with the previous broker and I turned in my documents to them just like normal. I had the same commission structure and I got paid at closing just like normal. Now, I have heard, this is where I'm like full disclosure, this is what other real estate agents have told me, is that you can, if the broker is in agreement with you and is okay with it, and likely it wasn't a lead from them, like you brought in this seller, that you can cancel the listing agreement with your client, with the brokerage, and you can put this listing under your new brokerage that you're with. The seller, the homeowner of the home, would have to re-sign all the documents, right? Because everything would have to be compliance and underneath your new broker. You would have to import a new listing into the MLS. Like maybe you'd have to change some marketing material. So to me, I feel like it's a lot of extra steps, but I have heard of real estate agents doing this. But in my experience, I always just kept it with that current broker and went through the process just like normal. There were not any extra steps with that. The third step is you have to fill out paperwork with your new brokerage, just like you did when you signed up with your current brokerage. We'll share a link below so that you can see that the link will share with you like the commission structures with Real and just all the incentives that Real has to offer. That is all included within the link, and then you fill out a form within the link with all your detailed information, and then you have to pay, oh gosh, do not quote me, I want to say it's like $150 to join the brokerage. There's no monthly fees or anything, but there is that joining fee. So something to keep in mind when you're signing up with a new brokerage, you're gonna have to fill out all this paperwork and there might be a fee to join. Fourth step. Technically, like you're filling out this form with Real and you're inputting all your information, you're paying the fee, like they're gonna switch your license for you. But you might have to call the state, you might have to do it yourself. It just depends brokerage to brokerage. And like I said, it's a pretty easy process and it's like a click of the button. It's all done online, so you don't have to go anywhere. And it's done pretty quickly, I would say within 24 hours. Call your MLS and make sure that they have your new correct brokerage information. Fifth step is to call your association. Same thing, make sure that they have your current brokerage information. Sixth step is now let's get down to business. So all of your leads that were in your previous CRM, you need to upload them into your new CRM if you are going to be switching. So with Real, I really love that you have the opportunity to sign up and use Chime. So if you go to Chime's website and you try to get it yourself, like outside of Real, like this isn't an affiliate of Real where only people who are within Real can have Chime, but I believe it's a $400, $500 price every single month for this platform to use for your CRM. But they do have a partnership with Chime. So anyone who is a Real agent gets Chime for $40 a month. And you guys, this thing has some really fancy AI features in there that communicate with people that are on your website and getting them pre-approved even at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I feel like it's amazing. Honestly, it has a lot of really cool fancy features, and for $40 a month, like, you cannot beat it. I'm thinking about doing a video on Chime and showing you like behind the scenes and some of the features that I've learned. So in case you are thinking about joining Real or getting Chime, I can use that as a resource for you, but let me know below in the comments if that's something you would be interested in. 7th step is to change all of your marketing materials. So I made a little checklist for you. I have it all written off here, so I'm gonna read it all to you right now. Okay, so you're gonna wanna change your email signatures, or maybe even your email. Some of you have emails that are associated with your brokerage, so you wanna make sure you get all that changed in your email signatures. You wanna change your business cards, your digital business cards, your paper business cards. You're gonna have to change all your for sale signs or any other signs that you have. Then you're gonna have to change like all of your marketing materials, things that you just use on a daily basis. So this could include social media templates, open house flyers. I know in Canva, I have everything saved. Like I have the Real brokerage logo saved in there. I have my logo saved in there, my branding colors, fonts, and all that stuff. There's a section for you to add this in there. So maybe you want to swap out your logos there. I think it's a really good idea to create an announcement letter for your clients, letting them know about your transition to your new brokerage, why you're excited about it. So that could be an item you could add of something to do with now with your switch. Update your bio, which really you can copy and paste this to all platforms. Then you're gonna wanna update your marketing materials, like if you have a newsletter that goes out, like a mailer of some sort, or like the weekly email that I do every single Wednesday, you're gonna wanna make sure that you update your marketing materials within the newsletter. Change your voicemail greeting. This is definitely something I forgot about and probably didn't change it until 2 months after I got with this new brokerage. So you do not forget to change your voicemail greeting. Have to change Zillow, Realtor.com, any of those platforms that you're utilizing, or if you have like some kind of lead generation service that you're using, you're gonna wanna make sure that you change your marketing materials on that. And then my last suggestion for you, you're gonna wanna make sure that you change your website. If you have your logos listed on there, information about your previous brokerage, you're gonna wanna make sure you get that changed. That pretty much wraps up my tips that I have for you on how to switch brokerages. I will share that I do have a link below in case you are interested in Real. You don't have to sign up, but it does give you like a rundown of some of the basics. But I would love the opportunity, if you're a female, to get on a call with you and kind of talk about if you're thinking about making a switch and you're interested in Real and you just want some information on it. I'm happy to share that with you and kind of learn more about you, learn about what's important to you, and see if we would be a good fit moving forward. I'm really excited because now that I've been with the brokerage 6+ months and I've actually seen the inner workings, met some people within Real, and kind of built this little tribe of community, I'm so excited to share that we're gonna be hosting mastermind calls again. I am bringing it back. If you're an OG, you've been here for a while, you know that I used to do these weekly mastermind calls. It was every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then now with this Facebook group, which if you wanna join, it's open to anybody. I'll share the link below. Come join us. I would love to have you in the group. But it's a Facebook group that I have that we're sharing referrals, we're sharing tips and suggestions, all the fun things in there. It's actually been really, really cool to see how much that has grown. But within that Facebook group, I used to do these monthly calls where I did it myself or I brought somebody on. And so now we're bringing it back. The first one is May 17th, 7 p.m. Eastern. I already have a ton of questions to answer for the call. It's gonna be so good. I hope you're able to join us live, and I'll share the link for that below as well. So I'm gonna be giving you all the links in the listing description. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.